Hello and welcome to Jerry's Live. My name is Michaela Westra.
And I'm Emmy Klein, and we are your hosts this evening.
And today is the long-awaited holiday gift guide.
Yes, very, very excited to share with you guys a whole lot of gifts that we put together. I'm going to actually just move this bag out of the way so I can see, you can see me. Yes, so we have a lot of really fun kits that we put together for in case you are shopping for somebody who is artistic and maybe you don't know where to even begin. We have put together a couple of different kits in a lot of different categories. And fun thing with their show this year is that Michaela has put together kits and I have put together kits and I have no idea what's in hers and she doesn't know what's in mine. So the way that this is going to work is that we are going to actually open up our sets together in the same category, and then we are going to have each one of us go through our kits and kind of show you what's in them, as well as when it comes to our class codes, there's going to be a different code for every kit, just because it will get complicated if everything's in one teacher's cart. So if you are looking for each kit throughout the show, we are going to constantly have one of these on the table or around just to tell you what that class code is going to be. So if you want to check out the kit, you just type in the class code that is going to be on the screen in the search bar on JerrysArtarama.com, and then everything that we are showing you should come up there, and you can check it out that way. So first things first, before we get into the kits though, we do have, if you are shopping for somebody and you have no idea where to begin, a really great option is a gift card. So on our website, we have an e-gift card option and a physical gift card option. And so within that, you can actually, on the gift card page, you can click which one you want, if it's a physical card or the e-gift card. And then beyond that, you want to jump in?
Yeah.
She knows more than I.
So for the e-gift card, you can get that sent to whoever you want it sent to right away. It will be sent to their email. For the physical gift card, you can either pick that up in a store, or if you want it sent to you, you can have it sent to you or to someone that you want it sent to. But be aware that for the physical gift card, you have to allow for about 4 to 6 business days for it to arrive to its
An e-gift card will immediately be emailed over to whoever's receiving it. Now, the other thing to note about an e-gift card is that you can only use that online, while a physical gift card can be used online or in store, depending on what they would like to do. So, gift cards, always a great option, and they get to pick their art supplies that way, and then it's a really great gift. Anybody, any of my family out there watching, please just let me know. All right, so gift cards, and then to jump straight into our kits, we are going to actually start off with drawing kits. So you have your drawing kit, and I have my drawing kit. We have a class code here for each one. It's going to be pretty similar the entire show, but it's JL361, which is today's code. And then the last 2 letters are the ones you really want to pay attention to. Mine says E as in Emmy, and D as in drawing.
Mine says M for Michaela, and then this is D for drawing, and it will keep going the same pattern throughout the rest of the show.
Yes. So, ready to open?
Yes.
I'm curious to see what you got in your kit.
Me too.
All right, I'm gonna just like Christmas morning.
Giant bag.
Yeah, I don't. Yours is massive, but we'll go in kind of in depth as to what we picked for each little set.
Oh, I already see something similar.
Oh yeah? Ooh, okay.
I'm just gonna bring everything out.
You want here? I'm gonna take that. There we go. Yay! All right, and then I'm going to. Oh, I got little items at the bottom here. Okay. And then I'm going to be that kid and just there it is. Okay. So go ahead. Your kid first.
On top of choosing very specific themes, so we have drawing, acrylic, watercolor, oil, and then a bonus kit, we also wanted to make sure that we were picking all the right things for these sets without knowing what the other person was picking. So we had to make sure that we chose a medium, a surface, brush or tool, and then accessory or wild card.
Oh, I picked both accessory and wild card.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Okay, because I might have gone ham on that one. All right, so let's jump into your kit first. So I'm going to actually scooch mine over here and get it kind of off the camera a little bit. And then that way we can spread out Michaela's. But yeah, I see a lot of similarities here. I love this.
Yes. So I wanted to make a drawing kit that was focused on colored pencil because I've really fallen in love with colored pencil this year. And if you have seen any of our videos, that's definitely been something that's been popping up a lot. So I had a couple of different surfaces. The Bristol paper is so buttery smooth with these Cezanne colored pencils. And then I also wanted to have a different surface for you guys to work with. If you're already used to Bristol or paper, with the colored pencil on these Da Vinci panels, it's so beautiful. So if you have not tried that before, I had a set of 4 different sizes for this kit so that you can try it a couple different times.
Yeah. That's, and even though this is raw birch, in case you guys are wondering, so it's not primed with anything, but it's one of those things where it's a really, really lovely surface, and it's really quite smooth. So it's been already like sanded pretty smooth. Now I'm gonna actually just kind of try and tilt it to where that glare maybe goes away. There we go. Sorry.
So here is that Cezanne colored pencil kit, and I had, of course, the 120 set. So
there might be tape in the end. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay. You should get pretty sealed.
All 120 colors. It has the list here of all those colors.
And then the paper that you actually just moved is a draw your own color swatch as well, so that way you guys can see what the physical color looks like, not just a digital printout, which is, I love that so much. And then, this doesn't look like 120 colors, but...
There are, I believe, 3 different layers in here of maybe 4? 3.
There's 3.
3 different layers of all these. And if having these 3 different trays is too much, I did make sure to add in our Cezanne colored pencil roll-up, so you can have all 120 colors laid out in front of you and easily put it away.
Oh yeah,
for that.
That is definitely also in my kit.
Good,
I love it.
Of course.
It's so useful to be able to just unroll your pencils.
Right.
You have the colored pencils, so like it's just such a convenient way. And even when you're traveling, just to like kind of throw it in your backpack or your purse, you know, depending on how large your purse is.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about your accessories.
Yes. So before that, I do have the colorless blender pencils, which actually comes with the set of 120.
Which is awesome.
Yes, and these are, I'm in love with these because you can use them for more than just the normal colored pencils. You can use them for the watercolor pencils.
Yes.
But these are 2 accessories. If you guys have seen me use this before, this is one of my favorite things in the world. The rechargeable electric eraser by Acrylic. And then I also wanted to make sure that you guys had a little something to make your pencils last a lot longer. So once you sharpen it down to a nub, you have something to lengthen that pencil. You can hold on to it and use it all the way till its end.
Yeah. Now, if you are interested in this kit, again, there is the code. If you put this in our search bar on JerrysArtarama.com, this entire kit will come up and you can check it out that way. All right. So that was Michaela's drawing kits, and now for mine. I am going to, there's definitely a lot of similarities, which is quite funny when that happens. Now, as you can tell, I'm going to start with the surface. I also have the Soho Bristol. Again, it's just such a lovely, really super smooth surface to work off of, and when it comes to drawing, this is my go-to when it comes to graphite, which is actually the one that I went with. So I went with a set of 12 Cezanne graphite pencils. So you get a variety of lead hardnesses in this kit. So there's 12 different types of pencils, hard to say words, which goes from a 2H all the way up to a 12B. So you get a huge variety, and it's quite lovely. But that is one of my favorite combinations of this Soho Bristol with the Cezanne graphite. It really gives you a quite lovely kind of surface to work off of. Now, as far as like tools and accessories, I kind of lumped them all together with this one. This is my wild card. So you have to have a really good pencil sharpener. This is my go-to since we got these in. This is the Soho 3-point pencil sharpener, so it can sharpen a really fat, like the jumbo jets can sharpen in here. Then you have a long point and a short point, but you really need a good pencil sharpener when it comes to this. I also got you a variety of erasers. No, I think all 3 of these, this is the Marie's erasers. They come in a couple of different shapes. So you have the rounded, the rectangle, and the triangle. You know, whatever fits nice in your hand is really lovely. And then I think all 3 of those are grouped together, like very inexpensive, which I love. And then of course I also have a kneaded eraser because these will erase out whatever I draw 100%, but this is like my light eraser, and I almost use this as kind of a bit of a blender sometimes when it comes to drawing. So kneaded eraser is kind of a requirement in my life. And then of course I also have this, which is our Soho blending stump and chamois set. So there is actually a chamois at the top here, which is really lovely. It's a cloth that will allow you to kind of blend your graphite together. And then the blending stumps are really wonderful if you're trying to get really lovely soft transitions. And then of course, even though it does come in a tin, I have a really bad tendency to like rip the lid off sometimes. I kind of just flop my tin around, like, and it's one of those things that I love. This little Cezanne it's the fabric roll up, that's what it is. Now I got the smaller one just because there's only 12 pencils, but all of these accessories can just fit in this little zipper pocket right here. And then you can just roll it up and shove it in your purse or bag, whatever. Now, I did have a wild card over here that's a little bit different. I got gold leaf. This is the Guild Gold Imitation Gold. This is 50 sheets of Imitation Gold, as well as the adhesive that is by Speedball. So you apply this adhesive with your disposable brushes because it will stick into the bristles. You can wash it out and try and reuse that if you want, but throwaway brushes that you don't really have to worry about getting the adhesive out of your bristles really, really nicely. Like, it's nice. And then you have your Imitation Gold, because I love graphite drawings with a little sparkle of gold.
I was going to say, that sounds so lovely.
It's so fun.
Oh
it's one of my favorites, my favorite combination. So that was my wild card.
I love that.
Yeah. So that is my drawing kit. And again, sorry, I had this off to the side. This is the JL361 E as in Emmy and D for drawing if you want to check out this kit.
Awesome.
All right. So I'm going to get this off the table. And then we are going to actually grab our next kits, which are going to be acrylic, I believe.
Yep.
Sorry, we have to, this is a little bit of, you want to grab that.
Alright.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts here. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay, so I think we went a little bit bigger on these.
Yeah, I don't think either of us realized how much space our kits were going to take up.
But again, this is a full kit for like if you just need to get started with acrylic. I think this is a really great kit, and I think yours is in the same realm. So we're going to open these up, and I'm going to actually just put mine on the little table down here.
Okay, and I'm going to kind of decipher this.
I think if I pull that. Yep.
There we go.
Got it. How many of us takes to open that? All right. Oh, that's why this is so tall.
Oh man, I forgot. Okay.
The things you forget. There's so many. Okay. Ooh, you got the Mimic. Oh, I should have grabbed the Mimic. I love the Mimic canvas. I'm not, don't listen, Edge Canvas. I love you too. All right. Oh, I forgot the Painter's Color Diary. Emmy, I'm going to add that to my kit later. This is all the good things that you forget. Ooh, this is open, and I just about threw all my markers off the table.
Posca?
Yes. Just
all right,
close that back up.
I'm done with that. There we go.
Okay, well, I'm still unpacking, so...
Okay.
We forgot to warn you all that we did take some of the plastic and things off some, so it'd be easier for you.
That's valid.
I appreciate.
I'm still unpacking, so go through I'm going to put my stuff over here. So you go through your kit while I'm still digging in my bag.
So this is going to be JL361M for Michaela, A for acrylic. And starting off with the medium, I have a little set of acrylic for the sharpened acrylics, and this is the intense set. Now I was making this and I wanted to make sure that if someone was getting a acrylic set for someone who already dabbles in acrylic, I wanted to add some like fun things that they might not have.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's where I got this wonderful intense color set. And I also have some Amsterdam acrylic ink.
Okay, so
now,
this is the basic set.
Yes, so this has just the black, white, where the colors?
It's here.
Okay.
Got
the
it.
titanium white, oxide black, yellow ochre, primary cyan, primary magenta, and primary yellow. And I love doing my first coat of painting with these fluid acrylics before I jump in with the actual paint. So if you are an acrylic artist and you haven't used these yet, definitely recommend trying them out.
Yeah. No, I feel like that would lay down a lot of color and keep it so level and flat that you still like, you can layer so many colors on top. And yes, I definitely forgot about the painter's color. I love this thing so much. I cannot believe I didn't add this to my cart.
Okay, so if you have not heard about the Painter's Color Diary, this is such a wonderful little booklet to have for testing out color schemes, testing out different color combinations, mixes, whatever you need. And it's so nice because it has this interleaving glassine to protect your sheets.
Yes, because you have to remember, acrylic wants to stick to things even after it fully dries. So like if it were paper on paper, you're gonna have that acrylic trying to attach to that paper. It's just, it has a slightly stickiness to it. It's like plastic. Or if you got acrylic to acrylic like that, touching that, it would fuse to each other.
Yeah.
It just likes to stick to each other. It's one of those things.
And another good part about this is if you fill this completely up, or if you want to take out a page to add your paint on and then let it dry separate, these pages are removable and you can put them right back in.
Yep. Or you could also put them into the if you end up having like 10 of these and you fill them all up, we have a whole binder that you could actually do. But that's not in this kit.
No.
That's a later thing.
And then, of course, you need a palette, and I love using these disposable palettes for my acrylics because it's such an easy cleanup.
Yeah.
And then for my surfaces, these are actually very new. Yes. So if you have not seen these yet, definitely check them out. These are going to be the Mimic Recycled PET canvas. These are made from plastic bottles.
They're so wonderful, though.
And it doesn't even look like it's made out of plastic.
It doesn't feel like plastic, I can tell you that. It feels like canvas.
It does. And it works like canvas, too, when you're painting on it. And if you really like a very pristine, perfect surface, the weave on this is, like, flawless.
It is so uniform.
Yes.
In the weave. Like, it doesn't have, you know, like some of the natural fibers can, like, bump up and you have a little texture difference.
This does not have that.
Just absolutely the same. It's lovely.
And I had to incorporate this into one of my sets, not only because it's an amazing surface, but I did the art on it, and I'm very happy about that.
I love it. That is great.
And then lastly, I have some Black Swan brushes and some different mediums. So if you are used to acrylic painting and you don't usually mess around with mediums, I have 3 different mediums in here as well, or no, 2 mediums and a gesso.
Yep.
So it's going to be matte medium, gloss medium, and that white gesso.
Which is absolutely lovely. And I love these Black Swan brushes.
Me too.
Okay, now, that again is JL361MA. Now for my acrylic kits, now I believe I might have thrown my code off the table. It might have flown somewhere and I don't know where I put it. Or it's just underneath one of these things.
I was going to add Posca and I did not, so
I found
so
it.
Glad you did.
It was attached. Ooh, I did. It did fly and attach to my disposable paper palette. Okay, so I'm gonna start with paint. I wanted to get a nice little starter kit for anybody who needs, like, I don't know how many people who paint with acrylics that burn through their basic colors. So even if you are an acrylic painter, these are just your basic colors that you're going to use all the time. So it's a really lovely little kit, and these are a heavier body paint. So if you wanted to use these and get that texture, I really, really love these. But you can also, if you wanted to use the medium that I added in, you can actually thin it down, because this is a little bit of a thinner medium. So that is the Soho Basic Color Basic Color Set of 8 colors. I can say those words. And I really, really love those paints. Now,
Me too.
I actually ended up going with a massive pack of 9. I
love that.
These are the edge canvases, so they're 8x8s. And they're 1.5 inch deep, so
gallery
it has,
thickness.
yes, I love this because this is one of those things where I always end up painting the edge of my, it's called the edge. I end up painting the edge of my canvas so that I can hang them all together, and I don't have to frame them if I don't want to jump to that expense. Now, if you wanted to, you could also do an illusion frame where the edges are visible, and it's just something a little bit special about that. But you get 9 canvases, 1.5 inch deep, and they are 8x8s, so they will hang so lovely together. And yeah, so nice little texture, kind of textured canvas with this, or the canvas with that texture of the acrylic paint. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh yes.
And then I got
Vesta.
a set of Vesta brushes. Now I really love these brushes, and I love the artwork on this. This is actually done by Mott. Shout out to Mott, we miss you. But these are a wonderful kind of workhorse brush. They actually have a really lovely flexibility to them, and it is for all media. And I like that they're long handle because I'm a kind of an easel painter, so long handle usually works better for me. And then of course I got that medium. This is a gloss medium, but it's also a medium in varnish. So after you're done with your paintings, you can use this as a varnish as well, so it will protect it as well.
Love that.
And then of course I got some accessories, and gotta have that disposable paper palette. I love that it is that neutral gray tone, so you can really see your colors, but the disposability of this, and you can kind of rip it off and just start painting as soon as you go. It's really lovely. I know a lot of people that painting, sometimes they get deterred because they have to clean up and then all the things, and it makes it a little difficult. And then of course I had to include our brush basin. I love this because not only does it have a lid that's underneath this little piece of paper, it also has a, actually, you know what? I wonder if I can just, I'm going to just open it. You have to see this.
And this is definitely our favorite thing that we use for almost everything.
Yeah, so it has the lid that opens up, and you can actually use this as a palette if you wanted to. But this right here, this is absolutely key. You see those little ridges? That will knock off the paint off of your brush so fast and not damage your brushes. But I love that this is like my big well of water that's going to knock off a lot of pigment, and then I have 2 extra wells of water over here that I can use and have a separate kind of area of clean water as well as my dirty water. I love these, and of course they have the brush holders as well. So my favorite brush holder. And this is my wild card. So we have been obsessed with Posca markers for forever. Posca markers are acrylic based markers, and this comes with all of the lovely different colors. This is a set of 16. And the millimeters, it's 1.8 to 2.5 millimeters, so it's a little bit of a thicker nib. But this is a really fun way of accenting your canvases. Even after you've painted acrylic, or you can paint acrylics on top of these, it can go back and forth because they are acrylic based. So that was my kit for acrylics. JL361, E for Emmy, and A for acrylics. So we're gonna take this off the table, just like we did before.
And then we're going to
There you go.
switch on over to
watercolors. All right, we're our watercolorists. You guys get ready. We have a lot of really fun things, and I got
look at this bag.
Is that your whole watercolor kit?
It is.
That's so fancy and tiny.
Teeny tiny.
What did I pick that was so large? I'm trying to remember. We picked these kits a while ago,
Yes.
And I love the things that I picked, don't get me wrong. I just, I don't remember what was so big. But anyway.
Oh, before we do this, can you guys hit the like button for the Jerry's Live crew for wrapping all of these presents? Because, beautiful.
They're so cute. and they also, because we didn't know what each one was in the kit, so they had to do this in secret.
Yes.
So they were sneaking around behind our backs, like little Santa ninjas.
Yes.
And so making it just very festive. So definitely hit that thumbs up button. Show them some love. We appreciate them so much.
Yes.
All right, now I'm gonna rip into this.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just like throwing them everywhere. Sorry. Also, thumbs up to our crew that's cleaning up all of my mess. They're the best. Ooh, yes. I'm trying to let me see what you got. Oh, nice.
A little bow on my brushes.
That's adorable. Okay.
Okay. So while you are unwrapping,
I'm gonna move mine out the way. Ooh,
oh,
jeez. I'm just breaking stuff. Sorry.
Okay.
Fine.
So the reason mine was so teeny tiny is because I wanted to make a to-go plein air set.
I love it.
So I have a couple of different options for each thing. So starting out with paint, I have the mini wooden travel set for the Soho watercolors. And this is, I'm going to open this up. This is the cutest thing. I already have a couple of these at home.
Oh, yeah.
Comes with these little rubber bands to help keep it closed. Yeah.
There are two of them.
Yes.
Which I love. I probably would lose one of them, so you can definitely still keep it closed with one. But that's me.
And I just love how beautiful this looks, and these magnets
and then
hold
you have
it together.
A mixing palette.
Yes, and it's all you need is this and like a water brush and a surface, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So
actually, I'm gonna just like
in
case you guys wanted to see that a little closer. All of these are little magnets, so they keep it closed. But then there's also the magnets on the sides that keep it clamped together, as well as your little clamp. So easy, so nice, and it fits in a pocket.
Exactly.
I love it. It's adorable.
So it's super cute, easy to take with you, but in case you wanted to make your own set, I also have one of the New York Central half pan watercolor tins. This comes empty. So I also have...
It does have the pans in there, the empty pans.
Yes, it has empty pans in here.
So you are prepared with empty pans that you can fill right away.
But I included some tubes of watercolor, the Marie's Masters.
Which are lovely.
I love these.
They're the professional level of watercolors as well. So you're going to get a lot of that pigment in there.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
And there's 12 and 12, so you could put all of these colors in here, or you could mix and match, however you want to do it. But having an empty tin to make your own to-go set is amazing. I've already made probably 3 of them for at home.
We might be obsessed with making our own palettes around here. Amanda, I'm looking at you.
And then for surface, I have a couple of different things. I have a teeny little 5x7 hot press pad. This is going to be glued on all 4 sides, so this is a block. It will already be stretched for you in case you want a really nice small finished piece. But then I also have the Reflections watercolor journal in case you want to do more studies, or this might just be easier to take with you. But having both of these are a really nice plein air to-go surface.
Yeah, I love that.
And then lastly, for the tools, I have the Oasis travel brushes.
So
and these Oasis brushes, if you guys have not played with these before, are just the softest. They hold the most water. I can't. Can you?
I can try to. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that's a little disposable tube. It's there to protect your brushes, and you want it on there, but sometimes it's hard to get off.
Yes.
I think you loosened it for me.
I did.
Yes.
You're welcome. Okay.
You can always throw those away. You don't need to put them back on your brushes.
I actually would recommend not holding on to them because putting them back on this way can damage your bristles.
And this part of the tube here, when you open it and take this part off and you put it back in, this actually does protect your brush as well. Just you gotta make sure you put that in very gently and carefully, and then you have little travel brushes again. I love these.
Right?
Oh,
and this comes with the size 8, size 4, and a size 2.
Yes. So cute.
And then, of course, that collapsible water cup.
It has the little ridges at the bottom that'll knock off your paint, which I love.
And it has that scalloped edge on top, so you can rest your brushes on top of this as well.
I love that. It's very easy to also just throw in your bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was my watercolor set. So JL361, M for Michaela, W for watercolor.
Love it. All right, my turn. All right, so again, very similar things. I can see some similarities here. Here's my code, JL361E as in Emmy and W as watercolor, and yes, that is ew. We all know it. All right, so I'm going to start with some watercolors because what I actually did is I told you we have an obsession with creating our own. So you made your own?
Oh my god, it's so cute!
I made a split complementary palette.
I love it.
So, and actually that's backwards. So, what I did is I actually took all the Lucas paints and I went in and I grabbed myself my white and my black. And then I grabbed 2 yellows. So I have a cadmium yellow lemon, and then I have an Indian yellow. So, or I'm sorry, not an Indian. I was torn between permanent yellow deep and Indian yellow, to be honest. I went permanent yellow deep. My bad. They're both amazing, but these 2 are a yellow that leans more green and a yellow that leans more orange. So you have the 2 options, and then for my reds, I did the same thing. So I have a cadmium red light, and then I have an alizarin crimson. So this red leans more orange, and this red leans more purple. So you have the 2 options there. And then with my blues, I have the ultramarine blue deep, and then I have a phthalo blue. Now this phthalo blue is going to lean more green, and the ultramarine blue deep is going to lean more purple. So you really can play with your color mixing with this palette. Of course, I also got the ivory black and an opaque white, where it will actually pull these more into kind of a gouache realm, which I also really love gouache, which is an opaque watercolor if anybody doesn't know. But this is a really lovely little palette here. Now you will notice I have a, same thing, the New York Central watercolor pan, the half pan tin. This is a pan of 24. It is empty as far as the paints in here, but it does have the little half pans that are empty in there. Now that's 24 possibilities, and I didn't give you 24 colors because you can mix these in there and make your own custom palette. Because I'm like alizarin crimson and black together makes this really beautiful kind of like dark muted purple, which so good. But you also have the option of like, if you mix these 2 together, what purple will it make? Or these 2 together, what purple will it make? And then you can explore color theory this way. So, it's my little split complementary, or not split complementary, split primary palette. And then the 24 tints. And then, of course, I did grab a couple accessories here. I always love having a pencil and a couple of different erasers. This does come with a kind of a white eraser, as well as some extra leads, but this is your gravity-fed lead holder, and it's a little bit larger. It's a 2mm lead, so it's a little bit thicker, and I just love having that thicker lead. It feels like it's more like drawing with like a woodless graphite pencil, and that's just, I love those. And then I have, this one will erase out everything off your page, and then this is that kneaded eraser, so it's going to be a soft erase. So I have those 2 options. That way you can have your sketches down. And then of course I have a couple of different brushes. So I went with a variety of brushes. I think this is the Mimic Essential set of 7. Okay. It's a set of 7 brushes that come together, which they give you a variety of different sizes. Yeah. There's one of the, I believe that's the flat, is a 20, and then you have a couple different rounds. I think there's even like a script liner in there, so it's really long as far as the bristle is concerned. So if you're doing like boats or things like that, you can actually pull really nice, fine, thin lines. It's a really wonderful set, and this is a Mimic Kolinsky brush, so it is short handle. And then it has that bristle that is synthetic, but it mimics a Kolinsky sable, so it's going to hold a lot of water, has that softness to it that I really love. And then, of course, just like you, can you tell we really love this paper? It is the New York Central. It is the hot press, because I really love a hot press paper, personally. But this is 9x12, so you can go a little bit bigger. It is the block as well, so it is glued on all 4 sides. So if you add a ton of water, this is not going to cause any problems with buckling as well. So that's that. Now, as a little bit of an accessory, because this watercolor tin with the New York Central is really lovely for travel. This porcelain palette here is actually really lovely for in your studio. So it actually is a porcelain square that has a lid that is really wonderful for mixing space, but then it has these 20 wells where you can actually pour out your paint. And the beauty of it is that if it does dry in there, you can actually just reactivate it later, just like a watercolor pan. But this is porcelain, and it can just sit on your studio table all the time. Now, as a wild card,
Yay!
I decided to go fun. I wanted to add the Soho metallic watercolor set of 48. So you get all these different fun watercolors that are sparkly. We have like interference over here, and then all of these are really lovely. Just a variety of all the different kind of metallic colors that you can get there. I love this set. So just a fun way of adding a little pizzazz to your work.
I love
and
that.
That was my watercolor kit. So
Yay.
JL361, ew. Tell me that's not what that says. But yes, EW. E for Emmy and W for watercolor. So we're gonna, ew. But like in the best way, ew, right? All right, I'm gonna try and get these off of here and hand them to you nicely. I'm sorry, there's so many little tubes of paint. Maybe just bear hug it. Sorry. You're the best. Okay, so next up, we have our oil kits. So oil painters, pay attention. We have some really fun things getting ready here. All right, so I'm gonna let you grab that. How does glitter just happen?
I know, it's everywhere.
Every holiday show. All right, it's granted we are working with some really fun bags. Thank you, hun. All right, so got some big bags again.
Yes.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Let's open. I'm just gonna tilt that down. The trick is to find which string you have to pull.
Just keep pulling strings until something happens. There we go.
Yes, there we go. Did it. It says Holly Jolly vibes. I love it. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna pull some things out first before I just dump the whole thing. I feel like I could fit in this bag, not gonna lie.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe, if you guys hit the thumbs up button enough times, maybe we'll try and fit into the bags. Kitty's looking at me like, are you sure you want to do something? Okay.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's more. There's always more. Okay, I think I got everything. Much obliged. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm gonna try and push my stuff kind of sort of off to the side without breaking everything.
Give it to me.
There we go.
All right, so for my oil set, I wanted something pretty easy, not too many things. I did choose Tuscan Pine because this is our new absolute favorite line of oil paints.
We might be slightly biased, but like, it's so good though. It's such a great paint.
I did want to make something that leans towards like a landscape artist, so I did choose the Earth Starter set. And again, might be a little biased. I did do the art on this, so that might have influenced my decision a little bit.
You see that beautiful painting right there? This one did it. But also, like, these colors are stunning, especially if you are going plein air painting or painting landscapes in general. Like, it's wonderful.
Yes. Now, for brushes, I did go for the shorties because...
Cause we shorties?
Yes.
I was joking.
No.
but wrong.
I do prefer my short handle brushes even for oil paint.
Really? Okay.
I'm not a huge easel painter.
That would probably be the reason why. It's because if you are painting at an easel, it's wonderful to have long handle brush. If you're not painting at an easel, like if you're doing a table easel, short handle's where it's at. You're a lot closer to it, and you're not going to be able to like stand fully back and use your whole arm and the whole long handle brush. So shorty makes sense.
But I mean, the biggest reason I chose these is because they are truly considered like a workhorse brush. They will last you forever.
And they have a good variety too. So
they do.
There's some filberts, there's some flats, there's some rounds, and I like that the rounds are the smaller ones, so that's really great for detail. That's what I would usually use them for. And then, I'm sure you guys have seen us use these New York Central gray glass palettes. But if you haven't seen the oval palettes, these are also super nice. Yes. So they are made for standing, usually, or like even if you are sitting at a table, like if you're holding your palette, it'll rest on your arm, and then your thumb goes through the hole, and then you grab onto there, and it rests so nicely. And it is that neutral gray, so you can really see your color.
Oh yes. Okay. So then for the surface, I chose another new canvas that we have. This is an edge canvas, but this is also going to be a recycled canvas. So instead of it being plastic, this is going to be made from recycled clothes.
Yep.
So this is all recycled cotton, and the weave on this is still very similar to just a normal cotton
the
canvas.
edge canvas. It's actually, it's so similar. Like, it's really hard to tell the difference between them. And it's wonderful to see that it's a recycled cotton. I think that's so important for us to kind of start moving that way. But it's a lovely surface. Very nice.
Yes, I love these so
nicely
much.
framed. Okay.
And then lastly, I had to include a couple extra things. So I have some Instavar for finishing off your paintings with some varnish. And then I have some brush cleaner. I did kind of do this medium free, so I only have that varnish and brush cleaner.
That's the Chelsea Classical Studio, in case anybody's wondering. And that is the lavender brush cleaner. So they do have an orange option as well, which is lovely. So if you don't like the lavender and you want to go orange, you can do that instead. But it's a really lovely kind of brush cleaner, and it's non-toxic, non-carcinogenic.
I wanted to lean towards earth-friendly.
I love that.
Ish.
I did not. So that is Michaela's kit, JL361M for Michaela and O for oils. That is an O, not a 0.
Yes.
So the letter O. All right, now for my kit, all right, I'm going to actually just pull this over here real fast. So, surprise, surprise, we have Tuscan Pine paints. So this is actually the mixing starter kit. And again, I might be biased because I did this painting. So I did the painting for this, but the reason why I wanted to start with this kit is because, very similar to my watercolors, is that it has a very lovely primary kind of starter point. You have your, I think this is the titanium white, then you have an ivory black, and then you have a yellow citron, a quinacridone red deep, and a phthalo blue. So these will act as a really lovely kind of starting point with your primary, so you can mix some really wonderful colors. I started with this one just because my own personal practice. I really love punchy, very saturated colors, and you're going to get that with this. Now, if you wanted to desaturate it, you can by using that color theory that I know and love. And so I love that. It's a really versatile set, and I think it's a really great starter. Now for, actually, let's go to my surface, because I really, really, really love these. This is the Portrait Smooth Artist Canvas Panel by New York Central. 12 by 16, I think it's a really lovely kind of size to start with. This is a pack of 3. I'm going to actually put that up there. So this is panels, but they are, it's actually a lot thicker as far as a panel goes. Usually they're a little bit thinner. I want to say this is like an 1/8 of an inch, or is even, it might even be a 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna have to double check that. But it's a lot thicker than most panels that you find out there on the market.
Yes.
But the surface of this is so super smooth that you can get some really lovely smooth surface quality painting happening on there. Love that. Now, ironically enough, I have the New York Central Gray Glass palette for your tabletop. I am not a stand up and paint kind of with my palette in my hand kind of person. I like the tabletop palette. So this is exactly the same as Michaela's, only this is a rectangle and it will just sit on either a tabouret or your table next to your easel, and then you can grab some paint from there and go. But it is still that same neutral gray.
Right.
And in case you guys were wondering, because these are glass palettes, they are tempered glass and really hard to break. We did throw a couple at our cement floor a couple times, and it took 5-6 throws for it to actually.
7 or 8, didn't it?
It took a while. Yeah. I was cringing every time, but it took a lot of intentional throws at the floor.
You hit it a very specific way for the shower.
It really, really did. So it was pretty nerve-wracking, but one of those things where I was very surprised and like really, really happy about it. Okay, so the next thing I got is a couple things actually. I did get one palette knife just because this is like my go-to size and shape. This is the T7. On occasion I'll go for a T6, which is just ever so slightly shorter. But this is just kind of like my versatile painting knife. It's so good to use for mixing on your palette. And then I have my set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Had to quickly remember the number. This is the New York Central Professional Control SP Mix brush. Now what that means is that bristle is actually, here I'm going to kind of do that. It's a mix of like I believe a synthetic and a natural, but it has enough snap to it to where it can move a lot of oil paint, but it's soft enough to where I'm not leaving a lot of brush strokes behind. This is my absolute favorite brush, and it comes in this little kind of transformer. It really is a transformer. This is a little carrying case, so like if you actually were to pull this and tighten it, now you can just have it as a stand on your surface when you're painting, and you just grab a brush and go. Or if you loosen it up, it actually flops back down, and then you now have a kit where it's protected, and you can throw that in your backpack and you can travel with your brushes with no damages to your bristles. Love that so much. Then of course I did, as far as like accessories, I did grab the Studio Solve. This is an odorless mineral spirit, so to clean up your brushes after your painting. And then you can pour this entire 16.9 fluid ounce bottle will fit in one of these. So this is the Newton airtight brush washer. So it's that metal tin that has a little basket inside that will help you clean your brushes, and then your solvent can just live in there because it also has a rubber gasket on the lid. I've actually thrown these in my car, just in the back of my trunk, and it's rolled around in there a couple times and it never leaks. I love it so much. Saved my car a couple times. And of course I also got Instavar, because once you're done with your painting, you need to varnish it. Now the great thing about this, forgive me if you mentioned this, this is one of those varnishes that if you are not ready to wait 6 months to 2 years to varnish your paintings, this is something that you can use when your painting is touch dry. So this is something that has a little bit of flexibility to it, and you can varnish your paintings early before you send them off to whoever buys it. Now, last but not least, I have my wild card item.
Ooh.
This is the Lucas painting butter. So this is a painting medium that is kind of the consistency of butter. And you can squeeze it out of the tube, and it'll actually make your paintings kind of bulk up as far as the thickness. You don't lose any saturation from your colors. It kind of does give it a little bit more transparency, but it allows you then to paint impasto without burning through your paint. So you can get a lot of texture with your paints with this without going through all of your beautiful colors, because this will kind of bulk it up a little bit. So in case anybody has been wondering on painting with impasto with oil paints, this is a really lovely way of doing that. Oh, also, this will help your oils dry faster. So you're not going to wait a million years and then some for your thick oil paints to dry. This will help speed up that process. So, and I'm so sorry. I am not great at like leaving that on the table. But JL361E as in Emmy, O as in oils. That is an O, not a 0.
Yes.
So that is my oil painting kit, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna move this off the table. And then we have our fun kit. I'm excited about this one.
Now, we wanted to have one extra kit that was a little bit different, but we didn't want to give each other, like, had to be something specific. So
there's a lot of other mediums out there that are fun, that are just, oh, that's a big bag. That's a really big. It's a penguin. That's adorable. Penguin coming in hot. Oh, this is a big bag. Oh, man. How are we going to fit this? Hi. Okay, so I think we might have to do this separately. I don't think there's going to be any way we can have this on the table at the same time. So I'm gonna just.
Okay.
It might come up to my hip as well. But yes, so we have. This is our bonus kit. So there are so many other mediums out there that we wanted to include a kit that maybe encompassed a different type of medium, in case you were wondering if, you know, maybe if you don't want to do drawing or acrylics or watercolors or oils, something different. So,
is this stapled?
That might be stapled. That looks like it's stapled. Sharp edges.
Okay.
Was this mostly just tissue paper?
I hope so.
Again, I think if we should have a video of us just sitting in these bags. I think we can fit in them. These are massive. Do you need some help?
Yeah. Slide that penguin. Yonder.
Penguin removal.
Beautiful.
Is there anything else? I think we're good. I'm going to excuse the reach. Hand off the penguin. Okay.
Okay.
Penguin has left the building.
So this is going to be my bonus kit.
Ooh.
Now
that's fun.
I wanted to do something that was mixed media, but also have a theme, because I love my themes. So
love it.
This is a water-soluble mixed media set.
Okay.
So I have, I'm so sorry.
There's tissue paper everywhere.
So I have two different mediums for this one. I have, again, Cezanne colored pencils, but these are going to be the watercolor pencils.
And it's set at 72, so you get a lot of variety of colors.
And it already comes with a brush. So if you don't have any brushes, this does come with one, I believe it's a size 4 Mimic.
So we can probably...
Yes.
I was going to say, this also comes with that same color chart, as well as a color chart for you to physically do yourself. And this is a watercolor paper, so you can actually put the watercolor on half and half. And then you can have the dry versus the wet.
Right. And I will say that that is very important with these, because it's going to look a little bit different once it's wet.
Yes.
So being able to see what it looks like dry versus wet before putting it on your piece is going to be very helpful, especially when you're finding that specific color you're looking for. And this was round 4 for that brush.
I moved it over here. But this is all the variety of colors that you'll get within this set of 72. You get so many, and they are so stunning. And it's
I love these
so
pencils so much.
Might have to get this later.
And then in case you wanted to get a little bit more of a loose material, I have the Charvin water-soluble pastel painting sticks.
Which is, I think, Amanda's absolute favorite material.
Yes, she turned me on to these recently, and I was obsessed immediately.
There you go.
They're just so fun.
They are.
We have several shows that actually use these too.
Yes, and they look just like regular soft pastels. They do have these little indents on these two sides, so you can grab that pretty easily.
Yep. And then
remove that protective sheet, and then you have another set. So this is the full set of colors here, 48. You have a really nice variety of natural colors as well as those super vibrant colors.
And they're so much fun.
Oh, yes.
All right, I'm gonna just
Beautiful.
put that on top. Perfect. Here. All right, so there's your medium.
Those are the medium. I did also... These are from your drawing set.
They're so good.
These are amazing. So I always like to have an eraser.
It's so nice. Yes. So I was actually gonna just put one in, and I was like,
but all three of these are so. Okay.
Well, it's so nice to have a variety of shapes, especially when you're working in art, because sometimes you need that little shape. Sometimes the round is better, and it's nice to have a variety.
Yes. So these work really well for both the water-soluble pencils and the pastels if you want to erase them before you get them wet.
Yeah.
These are super helpful for getting those tiny details. And then I have the Try Me set of Bestie brushes, and it has a really nice variety of brushes in there. Got a fan, some rounds, some flats. There's even a deer foot in there.
It feels festive. I love it. Deer foot.
Had to have a deer foot.
Yep.
And
these are like the workhorse of a studio too. It's a golden.
These are another one of my favorites.
Golden tackle brush. You can really beat these up, and they snap right back to your shape, which is wonderful. Surfaces.
For surfaces, I had two different things for you guys to try. Since this is a mixed media set, I had to have some Yes canvas on here. So these are the Yes canvas panels. 16 by 20, so you can go pretty big if this is, I mean, it's not super big, but I feel like this is pretty big for a drawing surface.
Yeah, but as far as like a mixed media, I feel like that'd be a great surface to have. And then on top of that, you also have a 10 by 10.
Yes. And if you guys haven't played with this yet, this is going to be Soho's stretched watercolor paper. So this is a paper surface for these, which is really nice in combination, and it's already suited for the water media. So
now, I will say, because I know this is, I think, come up in conversation before when we were talking about these. Yes, this is paper. Yes, it is stretched on a stretcher bar, just like canvas would be. This is pencil, and yes, you can technically stab through it if you really are trying. But it's actually really quite durable as far as like if you're drawing on the surface.
It is a thick paper.
But yeah, if you take this and stab at it, yes, you can get through the paper. But typical standard use as far as the pencils on this surface, it's absolutely lovely. So it's a really wonderful surface to kind of play around with. I love it. And what is that?
And lastly, I have the Masterson water rinse well basin. I have noticed working with these water soluble drawing materials that pigment isn't quite as fine as it is in like watercolor, so it can build up. This is amazing because it's constantly refreshing your basin with fresh water. So it has a little, here we go, a little button here. You press that button and it drains all that dirty water into the bottom here, and it refills it with some fresh water. So
like a hamster bottle. Yeah, kind of. I hate to say that it's like a hamster bottle, but it kind of works like a hamster bottle. Gravity fed. It works so well though.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is my bonus set. Little mixed media, water soluble.
All right. And then, yeah, there's the code again. JO361, M for Michaela, B for bonus. And I'm going to give you that. And then I'm going to actually pop mine on. I swear I'm going to keep this up here. And
oh my goodness, hold on. I'm going to put it over here.
Okay, maybe I need... is a big bag, and it's also stapled. Ooh, I tore that.
Look at the puppies.
Sorry. Got it. Okay, this is why it's big.
Ooh. Yes.
This is I did this to myself. Okay. So hold on. Oh, there's more tissue. I was caught. I'm impressed. Reflexes like a cat.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what's oh, I know what's happening now.
There's a lot of little things at the bottom. Okay, so toss this bag off. Okay. So I went with, there's my code, JL361, E for Emmy and B for bonus. I went with an acrylic ink kind of kit. So, yeah, acrylic ink. Alcohol ink. I've been doing that all day, every time. Okay, so what I got was blender medium, cold black, and then I got the mixing yellow, mixing blue, and mixing red. So this is a very basic standard primary palette. I guess I had a theme the entire time. I think that was
I'm starting to see
unintentional, but it's so useful. So this is a really lovely starter set though. If you are trying to get really wonderful mixes, I honestly have a really hard time making gross mud colors with these. They just work so lovely together. And so every single one of them has 25 milliliters of alcohol ink. And then I gave you the big mammer. 20 by 26. This is the Artfinity Synthesis paper. So this is a synthetic multimedia paper, kind of multimedia. It's, you can actually do a mixed media on this, which is really great. But this is actually really lovely, bright white, and it actually is kind of a plastic paper, so that Artfinity alcohol ink sits on the surface and flows really beautifully. Then I got you a couple of options as far as your tools and brushes. So I got an alcohol ink air blower, so this kind of, you squeeze it and it helps you guide the ink around on your paper without having to sit there with a straw and then go lightheaded.
Yes.
Katie, Katie, I'm looking at you. She has done that before. Just yeah. So this will save you quite a lot. It's really wonderful. It's, I think, the Ranger brand. And then of course I also got the FX Effects spatchers. So this is like a silicone rubber, kind of almost like squeegee, that looks like a brush, and you can squeegee your inks around before they dry. And so between these two, I think you can really move the ink around quite a lot. It's so much fun. So there are your tools. And actually I'm just going to leave them here. Now, I also grabbed a couple of different accessories of chrome and gold ink. So this is the Artfinity Chrome and Gold ink. They are in the markers. I think it's a 3mm bullet nib marker. So just if you want to accent your artwork a little bit, it's really fun. And then, of course, this is my wild card.
I love these panels. I'm so glad you added this to something.
So this is the Senso All Media clear primed linen panel. So this is already ready to paint, and you can absolutely jump straight into painting on these. But the really, really wonderful thing about this is that I've worked with alcohol ink on canvas before, and sometimes it just kind of looks meh. The gesso tends to be really absorbent, and it kind of like sucks in the alcohol ink, and it dries, and it kind of just looks a little flatter. But for whatever reason, whatever they clear primed this with is magical.
They work so well together with the alcohol ink on this.
So this is a pack of 3. It's a 12 by 12 panels, so it's nice and flat, and it's really easy to move around, again, if you are trying to control your alcohol ink on there. But the alcohol ink is transparent, so that texture and that color of the canvas is going to kind of come through and kind of affect it that way. But it's so much fun to put these really fun colors on the surface. So that was my bonus kit, JL361, E for Emmy, B for bonus. So that is, I think, all of our kits. Did we get? I think we got through everything, with the exception of one thing.
Yes, we did work together on one last kit.
So we actually do know what is actually in this. So if you want to follow us over this way, we're gonna scooch on over to the last one. Transitioning. Now you guys can fully see my my legs. Alright, so we decided that we wanted to actually have some really fun things for your studio. Not just a kit for somebody who needs like all the different mediums and things like that, but this is going to be things that will help you in the studio. So I'm going to have you get started on that one.
So I wanted a tabletop easel, and I chose this Soho mahogany table easel and book stand. I love this not only because it's beautiful, but it's functional for more than one thing. So you can use this as your table easel for painting on. You can use it to put your iPad on here. You can put your book on here if you're looking at a reference in a history book or something. It's just so beautiful. And not only does it have a stand, but it's so easy to put away. You just lift this guy up.
And it's flat.
And it's
it
flat.
just tucks away, and it's so easy to store.
So, especially with my small studio space at home right now, this is something I use all the time.
Yeah. Now, you're a table painting kind of person. I am not. I'm an easel painting person. So, I brought my easel, honestly, from home. So this is one of my favorite easels ever. This is the Monterey easel. It is quite large in comparison to the little table easel, but it's one of those things where it's so nice to have an easel in case you were painting large. I think this can hold up to like a 4-foot wide canvas. I actually had one on there right before I brought this back here. But what's really great is that it does have these little locks down here that you can actually tighten these and it will lock it in place. But it actually has all 4 wheels so that if you wanted to move it around, it's really lovely. It's trying to move on me because I loosened it, because the really great thing about this easel is that you can stand up and paint on it. But if you are a watercolor artist, you loosen a couple of things here. I did tighten a couple of these knobs just to make sure that it wouldn't fly out and fall on me. Do that, and then I think it needs to loosen it just a little bit more, because that's a really lovely, almost flat easel. Now, if I take this, it will also extend to be absolutely perfectly flat. If you are a watercolorist, this is amazing. You can absolutely flatten your panel, and you can also drop it back down and have it stand right back up. If I will actually be able to, there's a limited space here. So, ta-da! You can then paint vertically again. So it's really a versatile easel, and I love it so much. And yeah, it's the one I have at home. So it's my go-to, my workhorse, and definitely one of my favorite easels. So if you guys are looking for an easel to do a lot of different things, this is a really great one to start with. So I'm going to push it off over here so we can have a little bit more space though.
And then I'm going to go ahead and move into our next section for furniture, which is organization. Now, we just decided to include every single mezzo rack that we have because they are all amazing. I've actually started collecting a good portion of these.
They're all so wonderful.
Yes.
And versatile.
So I'm going to start off by showing you guys this one. This is going to be our corner paint and brush set. It has size spaces for both your small paint tubes as well as your large paint tubes, and some brush areas as well. Now this does also come in a straight version.
Yes, so it's the same exact kind of concept, which is great because if you have that in the corner of your studio and then you want to continue to extend it because you ran out of space because you have more paint tubes, this is a lovely way to kind of extend it. And what's cool is that when they sit side by side, it sits pretty much flush. And
yes.
This is just really great if you are working a lot in a studio and you need to just constantly grab different colors and you don't want to have to dig through your drawers or wherever you put your paint tubes, or you know, throw your brushes wherever it may be. This is just a really lovely way of keeping yourself organized.
Yes. So. Now we also have some mezzo racks that are made for just paint tubes. This is going to be our large tube rack. It has those 2 stories, and I love being able to see all of my tubes laid out so I can see everything I have available.
So satisfying.
And just easily grab what I need as I'm going.
Now, before you actually walk away, I wanted to show that in comparison. The same concept is in the small tubes. So if you don't have a 120 milliliter or the 150 milliliter tubes, and you have the smaller ones, this is a little bit better for you. And your tubes can sit into this a little bit nicer, but it's the same exact concept, just a little bit on the smaller side. Yeah. So that's the tube holders. And then I'm going to let you grab that one.
Sure. This one is going to be our drawing mezzo rack. So it's really nice for having, you can even use this for your paints as well. You can have your tubes in here and your brushes up here, but these are perfectly sized for colored pencils, graphite. You can put your maybe your affinity markers down here. But being able to have everything that you might be working with on a single project out in front of you, I actually need to get this one still, so I might steal this later. You work with a lot of
pencils, so.
Yes.
Now, the one that I have here in my hand is better for brushes, though. This is a brush drying rack. So what's really, really cool about this is that it does rotate. And what we really, really thought about this was that we have right here kind of an acrylic sandwich of this like rubberized material. So you can stick your brushes in these little crisscrossy holes. And this is like, they're everywhere, even though I got a little pom-pom on top. But this right here, these little side ones are really lovely. Are you going to grab me a brush so that I can shove one in? We actually should have thought about this because like it's so nice to be able to do that. Excuse me. Okay, so if you are cleaning your brushes, the best part of this is that you should have your brushes either horizontal or the best way is upside down. So when you take this and then you hang your brush upside down, you can hang it short handle, long handle, whatever it is, and it will absolutely just grip it no matter what size it is, as long as it, you know, isn't massive, like the mural brushes wouldn't fit in here, but it will hang upside down and allow your brush to air dry and not have any damage to your ferrule or your bristles. Now the really, really lovely thing is that there's another piece of acrylic right here, so it won't damage anything, but you have that protection as far as where the water is dripping, and it will just absolutely save your brushes and keep them going for, you know, years and years.
Yes.
But it's a really wonderful little thing, and I'm stealing this one later on. So, right. Mezzo racks. Oh, the other thing that we wanted to also point out is how they actually come. It doesn't come with a bow, but they actually come flat. So in this little box is the entire mezzo rack. So it's also really easy to wrap. Because if you struggle with wrapping like I do, yeah, that's something to kind of keep in mind. But this whole thing will fit one of those, and it also includes like the little rubber bands where you lock them in place, but all of the pieces as well as instructions on how to put them together. So they come nice and flat.
Now, we had one more section that we wanted to include for furniture, and that is travel.
Travel.
So I personally have started jumping into plein air painting, and both of these items are amazing plein air pieces of furniture.
Yes.
So this here, I'm sure you've seen this before, but if not, this is the art comber. This is another of my absolute favorites.
Mine too.
And this is going to be basically a to-go kit on wheels. It opens up, it goes all the way down on the bottom. It does have a sturdy bottom, so if you have something that needs to be having...
Sorry, Amanda just chuckled on that one. It got me.
It needs a little extra
It does have a sturdy bottom, you know? You gotta have that bottom support.
But that's also nice because behind this bow here, there's a handle. This entire pack can come completely off and sit next to you.
And you can just fit it, yeah, which is wonderful.
And that is because...
I'm gonna actually, this is why I wanted to grab this and move it.
This little red clasp here can come undone, and it will turn into a chair. So you can pop this off the back, put it next to you, and jump right into your plein air painting. I've definitely used this once or twice already.
Yeah,
and
this
this
also
just clips right back
on
in
it
place.
still.
Oh.
I was just thinking, it might still have a lot of beach sand on
Oh,
it.
wait.
Yep.
I have some sand.
Nope, didn't happen. Didn't happen. All right, then, so that's a really lovely like way of transporting all of your art supplies, especially no matter what medium you work with. Me, I do plein air painting all the time, but I mostly work in either acrylics or oils when I'm doing that. And so I wanted to grab a French easel. So this is our Soho French easel, which is so lovely. I love the dark finish, personally.
Oh yeah,
it's just such a nice finish. But it has the area where you can clamp down your canvas over here. It's really dark, so hopefully you guys can see all this. But it has your legs over here. Now, every time I bring on a French easel, I know you guys are always asking for me to show you how this works. So this is going to take me a second, but the legs actually have this little like pin right here And actually I'm going to just move it a little forward here. It has a pin right here that just pops in and out of this little mechanism here. That's all you have to do to open it up, is to just pull it out. And then it should be on the looser side. So then you kind of just line the leg up with that groove, and then you lock it down in place. And then you're going to do the same thing for this side. Line it up. If I can get it, so work with me here. I wasn't quite lining it up.
So this is basically turns into a table.
It's a transformer. So then the last thing is this middle leg here. And this, I think it's down here, yep. Same exact pin concept, but it just, you pull it straight out, and then it just unhinges.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that. And then there's a little wing nut on this side that will actually lock that in place. And then of course, you now have a little table. The legs do extend up as well. If I make sure that I don't get it actually trapped. So then that way, if you actually want to extend it, oop, that's locking it. You can get quite level even on uneven ground. So no matter what height you are, this will work for you. And you can even, if you're on like this side actually is, there's a rock up here, you can actually make it, even though it's uneven, it'll go nice and level on your easel here.
But wait,
and of course, there's more. It should just unlock. And then this locks in. Excuse you. And then now I have my French easel. And then of course there's also like it's testing me here. Okay, calm it down. I didn't actually lock. Oh, okay, no, I was just moving it in a funny way. There's a drawer here where it does have a palette that comes with, and then you can put all of your supplies in here. There's another little chamber underneath as well, but you can fit like brushes and things in that. And then of course it transforms all the way back down to where then you can just pick it up and walk away and go back to your car. But that is the French easel. So that is our travel accessories. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And that all of this furniture is going to be in our kit for furniture. So it's JL361F as in furniture, K as in kit. So that is our holiday gift guide.
Yes.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and you have a bunch of ideas as far as what to get those artistic people in your life. And of course, we weren't allowed to, or not allowed, but we didn't have time to answer a ton of questions during the show. So if you guys do have them, please make sure you put them in the comments. Of course, we will always make sure we go back and answer them. So yes. I think that was it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for 2024's holiday gift guide.
Yes. Now we have to dance off though, still.
Yes.
You ready?
I think so.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, next week. Sorry.
Oh. Yes.
We've been talking a lot. This is a lot of things happening.
We have one more show left this year. And that is going to be with Emmy.
Yes. I'm going to have a very special guest on them. As we always do every year, we close out the year with Andrew Cook from McPherson's, and we are going to have a really fun show planned. Yes. It's going to be watercolor related, so you guys better tune in and wish us a wonderful 2024, and then that'll be the last show. So please join me. I'm gonna be sad about seeing you guys in December.
Yes.
But for that is the rest of our show today. Ready?